With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.
Tennessee State is coming to town. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. This is Tennessee Tech head coach Watson Brown, and I'm your host, Buddy Pearson. Well, after a couple of long road trips, the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles finally come back to Cookeville to host the Tennessee State Tigers in the Ohio Valley Conference opener this Saturday night. And, Coach, it's nice to come into the OVC opener after a nice road win that you got at Hampton this past Saturday.
Buddy, we were excited to get that win. I think that you and I have talked after the game, and I didn't think it was one of our better games. We didn't play a bad game, but it wasn't a great game. And it's nice to win one where you don't play a great game. But the kids were very resilient. They hung in there, and I thought the difference again in the game was we had it 84 plays to their 65, and in the fourth quarter I thought they got tired, and we had two long drives in the fourth quarter that put the game away, and I think our pace had a lot to do with that.
You know, you go on two long road trips like that, then you finally come home, and now there's the hype of the TSU week. It's just got to make it that much better that you come off a win, and it just helps the team, maybe the confidence-wise.
Well, we had not won close games last year. 2 years ago when we won the championship, we won all the close games. It's nice to get back and win a close game. We were down 10 in the third quarter. We fought back. It was close, wire to wire. Really, the whole game never got out of hand either way. You knew it was going to be a wire game. You could tell it in the first quarter even, and it's nice to win a close game again. Something we didn't do very well last year at all, and I think getting one of those now gives our kids some confidence.
Yeah, and picked up a good road win. Didn't win a game on the road last year, so it's good to get back to that winning on the road again.
Yeah, we were 0-5 or 0-6 on the road last year. The year before we were 4-0 in the league, so it's nice to get back.
Yep. Well, the Golden Eagles got off to a good start against the Hampton Pirates as we check out the first half highlights brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast of Cookeville. The Golden Eagle defense set the tone pretty early on. Hampton's first possession, and the Golden Eagles come up with a big turnover. Trey Goff, the middle linebacker, he seems to be all around the football, Coach.
Trey's playing really good. Our defense is improving each week. There's no doubt about that. I thought we played it. Our defense kept us in the game. I think the offense won the game late with the two drives, but our defense kept us around, and I think we went into the game thinking that's what would have to happen, and they did it. We only really gave up 14 points on drives. They got 13 points off of 3 turnovers in the game. So I thought our defense was very solid. Great play there by Jimmy Laughlin. He's playing good football when we go to our nickel package. Just inconsistent. Here's a very inconsistent play. This was a screen pass that broke down, and he's got to throw the ball away. That's Darian Stone, our quarterback. You got to throw the ball away on a broken down screen play, and he didn't do it, and it gave them an easy score right there. That was just 7 points just given to them by our offense.
Yeah, after Zach Sharp had kicked the 23-yard field goal to go up 3-0, Jaylen Williamson with a 7-yard touchdown run there, and Hampton goes up 7-3 in the first quarter. But the Golden Eagles come back. Darian Stone this time holds on the football as he goes over the goal line and puts Tech up 10-7.
Well, it's a nice drive, a long drive. I think it was like maybe a 17-play drive or whatever, and we needed that. We changed the momentum back again to us. They drove the ball down, I think, right here and kicked a field goal and tied the game up at 10-10. But it's really at this point a defensive battle. Neither team has got any strong control. This gave them the lead because we fumbled, and we had a nice run back to the 40. They knock it loose, pick it up, and this was one of those times I think our defense kept us in the game. We hold them to 3 points right here instead of 7, and that makes it 13-10. And again, they've only had one drive really in the game for 3 points in the first half.
Yeah, a pair of Prevost field goals puts Hampton up 13-10 at the half. Coach, were you surprised to be down by 3 points at halftime?
No, I felt like it was going to be a close game, up or down. I knew this was going to be a close game. Surprised we didn't move it better than we did. We were inconsistent, even though I know their defense was strong, but I thought we'd move it better. pleased with the way our defense played in the first half especially.
Well, the Golden Eagles fell behind by as much as 10 points in the second half before mounting a great comeback as we check out the second half highlights brought to you by Miller Lite. And, Coach, the second half didn't exactly start the way you wanted it to or the way you drew it up at halftime. Fumble here on the punt by Malik Hall. Hampton recovers, and they're able to turn that miscue into some points.
Yes, they got points off of another. We had three turnovers in the game, 2 of them on our special teams, only 1 against the offense, and caught us in a 2-deep zone here. Our linebackers jumped an underneath crossing route. They got a guy in behind us, and really an easy score right there. So now we go from 3 down to 10 down real quick like, and Darian Stone has cramped up, and he's not going to play here in the third quarter. So we're in trouble right now.
And here's the play of the game, I thought.
It gave us some momentum back again. Ladarius brought the ball back to about the 40-yard line, somewhere in there, maybe a little further than that. Maybe that's about the 30 or 20. I can't remember. But anyway, Jared Davis now takes us down the field for a nice drive and gets us back to 3. And once you're back to 3 now, you're back to just nip and tuck, playing normal football and not having to worry about trying to throw it more or do anything. We can stay in what we're doing.
Yeah, there were some nice runs by Cody Forbes on both those drives. Zach Sharp puts Tennessee Tech up 23-20 on a 20-yard field goal. And, Coach, 4th down, you go for it, and this is what happens.
We go for it on 4th down, and Cody worked himself open. It was where he should be, and Darian bought some time. I thought this was one of Darian Stone's best plays. He didn't just scramble to run. He slid up in the pocket, waited till it came open, found Cody, and a nice touch on that ball, too. Cody pointing at us there at the TV camera. I don't know about that. But
and then Hampton comes right back. And
this was disappointing, to let them go right down the field. We hadn't done it the whole game, and we got a little soft and let them go down the field and get points, and now we've got to recover the onside kick and run the clock out, which we were able to do. And
fortunately, the kick only goes 5 yards. Yeah. Penalty, you guys get the ball, get a first down on Darian Stone running the football, and then the best play in football right there, Coach.
I love that formation. That's my favorite formation of all, and we knew we had to make 1 first down to run out the clock if we could make 1, and we were able to do that. So it was a really solid win in 2 ways. I thought we were very resilient. We hung in there. Things weren't going great all the time, a lot of ups and downs. And the second thing that was good, we came from behind. We were 10 down, go up 10, so we had a 20-point swing between the middle of the third and middle of the fourth quarters, and that's a good sign for our team.
And you finish what's, I guess, kind of the preseason where you play Cumberland, Wisconsin, and Hampton. You're 2-1, kind of what you expected now coming into the meat of the season.
Well, it's what we hoped to be. We really wanted to be 2-1, 3-0 is what but realistically we hoped to be 2-1, and now the war starts. So we've got 8 conference games and a playoff team from last year in Indiana State, 5 at home, 4 on the road. The fun starts now.
Well, the Golden Eagles weren't the only OVC school to take on some tough FCS competition as we take a look at the OVC scoreboard brought to you by the OVC Digital Network. In a battle of top-ranked teams, it was number 21 Coastal Carolina over Eastern Kentucky 51-32. Jared McClain passed for 233 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also ran for 93 yards. Elsewhere, it was Chattanooga over Austin Peay 42-10. Tim Phillips with 18 carries and 78 yards there for the Governors. TSU will come into Cookeville after a victory over Jacksonville State. The Tigers win at 26-16. Telvin Hooks, 92 yards rushing. Tim Broughton, 91 yards rushing for the Tigers. It was number 7 Central Arkansas. What's that? Upset by the Skyhawks of UT Martin, 24-23. Dylan Farr, 14 of 19, 146 yards, 3 touchdowns, 20 carries, and 78 yards. Coach, what about that?
A surprising win. That's a good team. We know Central Arkansas. They've been very good in recent years, and that's a very nice win for UT Martin, and surprising loss that Eastern Kentucky had. I didn't expect that. Nobody goes into Richmond and gets 51 points. That was a home game. So those were the 2 surprises that popped up on the board. Solid win by TSU. The quarterback showed back up, and we knew he'd do that before our game.
It's magic.
He showed back up, so they're going to be a lot different now offensively than they've been, I think, in the first 3 games.
Elsewhere around the OVC, in another matchup of top 25 teams, it was number 12 Eastern Illinois 57, number 16 Illinois State 24. And no, this isn't a misprint. Jimmy Garoppolo, 480 yards passing and 7 touchdowns.
They're on a roll. They're the team in our league right now, and especially offensively. And we knew that. They've got the 2 best players offensively returning in the conference, and they're both playing like it right now.
Murray State slips by Missouri State 41-38. Mikael Miller 24 of 33 for 272 yards and 5 touchdowns. And it was Jacksonville State in double overtime over North Alabama. Eli Jenkins passed for 58 yards and ran for 78 yards for the Gamecocks.
That's an old rival game right there.
Yeah.
Back when I was at Jacksonville State, that was the last game of the year, and it's an old rival game, so it doesn't surprise me at all that North Alabama played Jacksonville tough.
And taking a look at the OVC standings, still nobody with a conference game yet, but that'll change this week. Eastern Illinois, Jacksonville State alone up there at 3-0. Then you got Murray State, Tennessee Tech, Tennessee State, and UT Martin at 2-1. Eastern Kentucky, surprising, at 1-2, but they played some tough competition. SEMO and Austin Peay still without a win.
Yeah, and they played some tough competition.
Yeah.
Austin Peay has played very tough schedule, and SEMO has played Ole Miss a few weeks ago. So both of them have had tough goes because of who they played. A lot of us would be 0-2 and 0-3 with the 2 schedules that they've had.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break, but stick around. We've got a lot more still to come here on the Watson Brown Show. Don't go away.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or ttusports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. We appreciate you tuning in this week. Well, it's time now for our Golden Eagle player profile, brought to you by IWC Cash and Carry. This week we hear from starting Golden Eagle quarterback Darian Stone.
My name is Darian Stone. I'm from Clinton, Tennessee. I play quarterback and I'm number 5. My dad got me started in football. I started probably 3rd, 4th grade playing tackle football. I actually moved towns because they wouldn't let me play tackle football because I was a little young, so I went to a new town to play, and that's where I started playing tackle football at. I get most of my motivation from my dad. He's pushed me. He was my high school coach. He pushed me all through high school, and he still pushes me now. He's almost at all practices, comes every game. I can hear him just yelling my name, just pushes me to play for him. The most influence on my career, probably Coach Brown, just giving me an opportunity to play. Not a lot of people get an opportunity to play quarterback, and especially at a college level. So really Coach Brown just giving me this opportunity to play and start this year. It means a lot, just getting a scholarship and getting an opportunity to play. I'm glad to become a Golden Eagle. It was close to my hometown too, so a lot of fans, family members, friends get to come and watch me play and stuff. So before every game, I usually take a Sharpie, and if I spat that week or if I have a wrist taped or something, I always make sure to write my family members, like my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, just so they're there with me because I always play with them. I really worked on strengthening my arm, getting bigger, because last year I noticed that I'll be running the ball a lot more than I have been in my past years. So I just tried to gain a little bit more weight, get a little bit more stronger, get prepared to take more hits, and just get bigger, just to take more hits, just at a collegiate level, just because it's a little different hitting than playing high school and stuff like that. I'm Darian Stone.
Coach, you know a little bit about quarterbacks. I'd say that's a pretty good quarterback.
He's played really well. He did not play well in the first half the other night, and then got the cramps, and we had to take him out in the 3rd quarter. He came back in the 4th quarter and basically took us down the field and won the game. So he's played well. We're very proud of him. We're trying to learn how to use him at his best, and what does he do good, and he's totally different than Trey Lamb was and Lee Sweeney. So now we're trying to develop the offense a little more around him, and you see some differences as you watch us play. I think he's just going to keep getting better and better, and we just hope and pray he stays healthy. And if he does, I think he will get better and better.
Yeah, he could have a really good season. Yeah. Well, it's time now for our Athletics in the Community segment, brought to you by Pepsi. And this week, the football players help out Habitat for Humanity. Let's take a look.
we was out super early. We got our guys up a little bit earlier than I think they wanted to get up, but they realized once we got out here, it's a good project for our community. We did a project like this for Habitat for Humanity a couple years ago. We actually built a house from the ground up. Put a deck on the back of it, move big trailers and move houses and all the sheds and stuff. So yeah, we was up pretty early this morning. Our guys did this. Went out to Mustard Seed Ranch and put up fence posts and all that good stuff. So it's a pretty good deal for our guys, you know. So we like to get our guys out, get them in the community, let them do some stuff, let the community see that we're here to help, and hopefully our guys enjoy it and learn something from it. Oh man, they love it. We got actually some guys that can really go into this field when they get done playing football. We got a lot of guys, Stephen Bush and those guys, Seth McDonald, those guys do a great job. They love to do it. So when we announced this in the team meeting, we can only have 25 guys out here on this project, and we probably had 50 guys raise their hand and say, I want to go. So we had to just pick guys to go out. So our guys enjoy it. You know, I think they see the smiles on the faces of people, homes that we help them in the community. The buzz about, you know, we're out helping. Our guys like it. They like doing it. Yeah. Actually, we're going to do 2 shifts. Okay, we like we did last time we helped out. We got a morning shift, and everybody comes out and eat lunch together, and we're going to have a PM shift. The morning shift, all the defensive coaches came, and Coach Brown will be on both shifts. But all the defensive guys came out this morning, defensive coaches, and all the offensive coaches will be out in the afternoon. So after lunch, defensive guys will clock out, and offensive guys will come in and take over.
Coach, I know Tech football expects a lot from the community, a lot of support, so it's always good when you guys can go out and support the community.
I've always thought these things are great, buddy, because I think our kids get so much more than we give, really. They feel good about it. They see the people that are living in these homes and how it excites them, and I just think we get more out of it than probably what we're giving. And I always feel like our kids come back and say, man, that was a neat day. That was a neat day. So it also brings our kids closer together, I think. Now, when we did the full house and worked on 2 houses at once, we had the whole team out there, and it was different. This was a smaller area, so we couldn't get as many kids, but it still was a neat deal.
Well, the Golden Eagles have some very successful alumni out there, and among them is Jeff Norman, who is in our spotlight this week in our Where Have They Landed segment, brought to you by FCS Football.
I played at Tennessee Tech, and I played football in the years of 1996 and 1997. Played outside linebacker at Tennessee Tech. I came to Tennessee Tech from Furman University. I played there 2 years and then transferred and then finished out my career at Tennessee Tech. Well, I was actually recruited in high school from Mike Hennigan. Mike Hennigan was my position coach here when I transferred to Tech, but I ended up going to Furman University and playing 2 years there. But I wanted to major in engineering, and Tech had a great engineering program. So transferred to Tennessee Tech, and I knew they were interested in me in football from my high school career, and finished out my last 2 years here. I would describe my playing career at Tennessee Tech as very successful, very meaningful. I have fond memories of playing at Tennessee Tech and think about that quite a bit. A lot of my friends are friends that I met playing football, and we still stay very close today. So not only was it a great time sports-wise, but it was a great time social-wise too. After I got my degree, I wanted to go back home where I'm from and work in Lynchburg, Tennessee at the Jack Daniel Distillery. It's a world-famous distillery located in Lynchburg, and if you blink, you'll almost miss the town of Lynchburg, but you'll always remember the name of Jack Daniel's whiskey, which again is made there in Lynchburg. So I wanted to work there. My mother and my father worked there, and I was lucky enough to land a job at the Jack Daniel's Distillery and started out making the whiskey, and then went to the warehousing department, worked there, and then actually became master taster for about 6 years. Traveled the world, promoted the brand. I'm now focused primarily in the quality control department, where I oversee all of the quality aspects of the finished whiskey. So you can be sure that where you are in the world and you get a drink of Jack Daniel's, it's going to be what we say it's going to be. I'm Jeff Norman, and that's where I landed.
Well, Coach, I feel like I have a lot in common with Jeff. I think I could be a master taster. Especially after some of those losses.
That's your dream job there?
That's my dream job right there.
Get paid to taste it, huh? That would be pretty good. He's a class guy. He's a class guy, and he's been very successful. He was a really good player here. Really good player. I hear people talk about him back when he played. So.
Yeah, and not to be confused with James Norman, who is the starting center on the Tennessee Tech football team.
Yes, not the same guy.
We're going to take another break. But when we come back, Coach is going to take your Twitter questions, and we're going to take a look at the Big Blue, who'll be coming to town on Saturday. Stay with us.
Tennessee Tech tickets available at 931-372-3940 or TTUsports.com.
Welcome back to the Watson Brown Show, presented by IWC Cash and Carry. Well, if you have a question for Coach Brown, you can tweet it at TTU Golden Eagles. Now, we have some questions for you, Coach, as we move into this segment, which is sponsored by TTUsports.com. Coach, your first Twitter question, you held Hampton to 55 yards rushing. Is that due to more execution or play calling, or just good defense?
Good, solid defense, and they were a pass team. They were not a run-first team. They were more of a pass-first, run-second. But you play those pass teams, buddy, that if you let them start running the ball, it really gets tough. So we did control the run really well in the game, and very proud of that. We're playing the run pretty good right now.
Yeah, another question.
Better be, huh?
Yeah.
With what's coming.
You're getting ready to see quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
How big of a role did special teams have on the game?
A negative role in ways, and then a positive role that really turned it around. You hit on the return after the 10-point lead, and we immediately returned the ball and got a quick score that didn't let them enjoy that momentum very much, buddy, but some critical turnovers early in the game by our kicking teams, I thought really hurt us.
Coach, one more thing about the defensive backs, particularly Jimmy Laughlin, said his name is called out a lot. Just talk about the play of him and your secondary.
I think their secondary is much improved. They're all back, and there's not a senior in the bunch. So we've got them again for another year after this. And if we can just keep them healthy, I think we'll be one of the better secondaries in the OVC as the year goes on.
So the Golden Eagles return home this Saturday after 2 road games, and Tennessee State rolls into town for the Ohio Valley Conference opener. Game time is 7 p.m. at Tucker Stadium. Coach, it should be just a fantastic evening. Tennessee State, I think, is going to be bringing their band. There'll be a lot of fans from Nashville that'll be coming down, but this is a big game. I mean, this is an OVC opener, and boy, what great games we've had with TSU past few years.
Every one of them have gone to the wire in the last 5 years. Every single one of them, and 4 of the 5, I think, last play of the game even. Right? So it's been great games, and I think this one will be too. They're very good. They're a very solid football team. I think we got a chance to have a good team. We both get ready to play each other. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Neither team overlooks the other one. They've all been wars, and they'll be ready to play. We'll be ready to play, and we just need a great crowd and being supportive for us, and because you got to get everything you can find to muster a way to beat the Big Blue.
Last year in Nashville, it was cold. We were down in the hole at Hale Stadium, and TSU comes in there riding a big wave of momentum. And, Coach, I thought it was just a gutsy performance by the Golden Eagles last year.
I thought this was one of our gutsier games all year. We had a bunch of people out for this game. It was Darian Stone's first start. Trey had gotten hurt the week before and lost him. And they were really on a roll. They had lost 1 game at this point. And we just made a lot of big plays in this game and hung around, and then had the lead and let them go down and score late to beat us on the last drive of the game. But this back here, he's gone now. I don't know where he ended up. We got a nice fumble right here in the game, but he was hard to tackle. He's a 220, 230-pound back and a really solid offensive line. Darian started a little slow in the game, but then he really got going. Here's a beautiful throw to Eric Ballou on a deep post route, and he played a really good game.
It was kind of his coming out party a little bit, I think.
It was, and it really happened as the game went on. Like I said, he started a little slow. There's a play where he runs with the ball in this game and leaps a guy. I don't know if you remember it, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
And on a big first down. Matter of fact, it may have been the last drive of the game. We end up missing a field goal, but that's first half, excuse me.
Yeah.
That's first half. And they had a real good field goal kicker. He made a lot of field goals that day against us, and we end up losing the game on the last play, 22-21. Here's a route where we move the pocket, and I think that's Cody Matthews, isn't it? Yeah, he was 25 last year. That's Cody Matthews, who's still making plays for us again this year. You see a lot of the same players that are playing in the game here that'll be playing against them against TSU Saturday
And I thought
night.
Cody Matthews against Hampton became your go-to receiver, especially on that final drive where I think he caught 5 passes.
Yeah, he caught 9 for the game.
9 for the game.
He has been our go-to guy this year. If you go back even in the Cumberland game, he's the one that's made plays. And our young receivers have got to keep coming on. Here's the play of the game, and it was an illegal play. It ended up being. It was just missed by the officials, but give them credit. They took the ball down the field and scored, and ended up beating us here 22-21.
They run an illegal formation, of course. If you are fans of the Watson Brown Show, you saw that we talked about that particular play in depth last year, and we have been looking forward to the TSU game for quite some time.
Well, we always look forward to the TSU game, as they do us too, and it will be a war, but that's what's fun.
Yeah.
You want these kind of rivalries. I'd love to do this every week, but we look very forward to the game as they do, and the best team, the one that plays the best Saturday night, will win the game.
Well, that's going to do it for the Watson Brown Show. We will be back next week to recap the OVC opener against Tennessee State. Don't forget, tickets are still available, and the KISS 98.5 Tailgate Park opens at 4 o'clock. For Tennessee Tech head coach Watson Brown, I'm Buddy Pearson. We'll see you next week on the Watson Brown Show.
The Watson Brown Show has been brought to you by IWC Cash and Carry, Wendy's Breakfast in Cookeville, Miller Lite, and Pepsi.
With quality brand name products at affordable wholesale prices, Cash and Carry is the perfect place to shop. Whether shopping for individual, business, churches, or more, Cash and Carry is sure to meet your needs. Cash and Carry of Cookeville, 931-528-8050.